Welcome to Muffin Talk.
Kia ora and welcome to Muffin Talk. This program is brought to you by the initiative Titipounamu, Study and Joy. Pope Francis once commented on ecumenical work as being considered by many people as work of theologians. Theologians study, they agree, and they express their disagreement. This is very important, but in the meantime, ecumenism journeys on. It journeys with Jesus, not my Jesus against your Jesus, but with Jesus. So far, the quote with Pope Francis. Today, my guest is Father Peter Murphy. He is a diocesan priest in retirement and has served as parish priest in Papakura in South Auckland for many years. Father Peter, what do you think about this quote from Pope Francis about ecumenism? Do you think it's for the theologians only?
Certainly not. It must be experienced really at grassroots. Otherwise, if it's just about theology, that's important. And in many ways, theologians have come together to deal with, certainly with the Anglicans. The Anglican Roman Catholic Commission internationally has came out with significant papers of agreement in basic issues, or understanding at least. But at parish level, it so much depends upon relationships. When I was in Papakura in the 1970s, at which time we did have quite a strong ministers' association. They were all men then.
And, what is a ministers' association?
It's priests and members of other leaders of other churches coming together, normally on a monthly basis. I was assistant priest then, but I was assigned to attend these meetings, and they were beneficial in terms of the other ministers on it. Were one I know was leader of the Baptist Union, and the Methodist man was he was a very he was also quite academic too. They were very highly competent and committed Christians. Mm-hmm. But when I went back in 2010, it was a little bit different. We had that connection with the Anglicans, where the Advent and Lenten Ash Wednesday services, we shared those. A new minister was appointed to the local Methodist church too at that time, and he was on the same page as us as far as observance of Lent, particularly. Mm-hmm. So we became a threesome.
So tell us more about this grassroots work. So what, Lent was one time where you worked together?
Lent, and also the beginning of Advent. Also the creation season. There was a very committed environmentalist in the parish, and he himself had engineered cooperation among the other churches prior to my coming, where at least on, I think it was the third Sunday of September, that Creation Day was celebrated. But that extended to creation season long before it became official. We discovered accidentally that they observed the creation season just as we were observing it. So we combined for that, having visiting speakers. At one time, it was the head of the Green Party, Jeanette Fitzsimons. Unfortunately, these were times where congregations were in decline. There wasn't a great number, but at least we did it. To give you an indication, our people, whenever we had Ash Wednesday at our church, the church was full.
Wow.
Whenever we had Ash Wednesday, the Ash Wednesday service at other churches, just a small minority of people came.
So a small minority of Catholics, or a small minority of people in total?
Small minority of Catholics. So the bulk of our Catholic people were not ecumenically open, and most would have come from other countries where they were not ecumenically active, I suppose. to put it nicely.
What else did you do? I think that you did a kind of breakfast or something.
Well, I'm just trying to think of the year it was an initiative that came from the Anglicans, really, and that was to develop a weekly food kitchen. And they had the best hall for this purpose, at least as far as kitchen was concerned, a commercial kitchen. It was the Vinnies initially, but it was the pastoral worker for the parish that was really Roseanne, who was really became the mainstay of organizing it from our point of view. And we had I suppose, the bigger number of people to draw upon. Again, it became the three churches would run this evening meal on a Tuesday night, and
Was it open to anybody?
Open to anybody. Yeah. I'm just trying to think when that what triggered that. Was it it was before COVID. COVID killed it, really. I'm not sure if it's been see, I moved away since then.
Yeah.
So I don't
But it was an initiative that did work, and you got people together.
It was an initiative that worked, yes. But that came from the people themselves. And
I think that's really important, because if the people have that idea, they will be more engaged.
Yes, exactly. And so, yeah, there were families that signed up to help, and it was it was a success. People lined up for preparing dishes and so forth, and it was a good, wholesome meal. I went there often myself. But I mean, the opportunity for mixing in that was limited and then disappearing.
Oh, yeah.
However, it was something.
But it's something to draw people together, and it can grow from there.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah. And that carried on for right up until COVID. And then that of course ceased.
So there was several years, and it happened every month.
It was a few years, yes. Yes, I can't off the top of my head just think of how many, but it was a good 3 or 4 years at least.
But these are just some examples, and I think that what you said when you mentioned that it came from the people. So people today might have different ideas, and as long as there is some kind of communication to get to know your neighbor, isn't it?
Yes. There was something similar developed at the local marae that was organized from the marae. And they had a large food bank too. We had a system whereby in the community they could go to our food bank. I think was open twice a week, 2 days a week. The Sullys had one on other days, and also it was around that time that the marae developed theirs. And they actually were on a bigger scale altogether, because they were in the poorer part of town. Yeah, in terms of size, they had the much bigger facilities and numbers to draw upon.
Thank you very much, Father Peter. It's just good to collect some ideas of communities, parishes that want to do something in the area of ecumenism, but don't quite know where to start. And in fact, it could be anything where you get to know each other and where you're working together. And as Pope Francis said, it's not about my Jesus against your Jesus, but it's our Jesus. So we're all Christians, and ecumenism is usually done with other denominations who also are baptized in the name of the Trinity.
Yes. I mean, the relationships were established among the ministers, but also the people, through their meetings and so forth. Yeah, they built on that.
Thank you very much, Father Peter. Let's see what other parishes have, if they have any other ideas. So we are interested in learning more about ideas, how to celebrate our common belief as Christians, and how we can work better together. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Out there, heroic peace is calling. In the bonds of love we meet. For the world, a new day dawning and shine.